everybody, it is me, your old pal Danny, and we are going to take a drive down the Branson Strip. It's been a little while since I've done a video with commentary, but I am going to attempt to do that. It is starting to sprinkle rain, so hopefully that does not inhibit our video. Wanted to show you a few things going on in Branson. Up here, well, it'll be just a minute, but they are working on one of the theaters in town. I'm going to show you that as we pass the Dinosaur Museum and attraction. It's set up here on this complex to our left next to the world's largest toy museum. Across the street from Bigfoot, there's Pizza World. Looks like people ordering pizza right now. Some bumper boats to your left. If it's been a while since you've been in Branson, or if you have never been to Branson, there is a lot to see and do. If it's your first time, you want to allow a few days at least. Some would say a few weeks, but I think you can get the gist of it in a few days. Alright, so the theater I was talking about is the Dutton's Family Theater. It is to our right. You kind of see the sign there. I'm going to try to show you just a little bit without veering too far off the road. There's traffic behind me, as you can imagine. But they had a fire, some smoke damage and different things. They're taking the opportunity to fix the theater up. Next door used to be a couple of other theaters, including Jim Stafford, world-class entertainer and actor. Across the street, Mickey Gilley's Grand Shanghai Theater. And just down ahead of us, you can see the Hughes Brothers Theater next to Lodge of the Ozarks. That's what Branson has been known for, are our live shows. At one time, it was the live show capital of the world. I don't know if it still has that distinction or not. We still have a lot of shows. You'll see several theaters on this drive, but also added are more attractions. What kind of started Branson, and I know people can say different things, you know, about the fishing and lakes and all of that, but what really started Branson, in my humble opinion, is Silver Dollar City, the Hershey family, the cave, Marvel Cave out there, caused people to start visiting this area. Also Shepherd of the Hills, the book, and ended up being a movie with John Wayne. There's a live play of, now John Wayne's not in it. I mean, obviously he's not with us any longer, but a really good outdoor drama is what it's called, a live action play, complete with special effects and everything, out at Shepherd of the Hills. There's Andy's Frozen Custard. We're going to try to make it through this video. Hopefully I don't get off course too much with the rain and my windshield wipers here. Looks like I need to change my blades a little bit. There's Andy's Frozen Custard, Blackberry Concrete. Sounds interesting. I have not had a blackberry concrete at Andy's, so I might have to try that out this week. As you can see, there's a little bit of traffic going on. Silver Dollar City probably just let out, or people heading in town. The rain causes people not to want to stand outside and stand in lines. There's Professor Hacker's Lost Treasure Golf up there ahead of us. If you see that airplane crashed up there, at least it has the appearance of kind of being crashed, but it's a fun golf course. That's Professor Hacker's Lost Treasure Golf. And just across the street, you can see the Ferris wheel. up there. People behind me probably think I am drunk or something, the way I'm swerving around. But my camera is fixed in place. Also ahead of us, you will see Ripley's Believe It or Not. Believe it or not. Let's see if I can get my swerve on here so you can take a little better look at the Ferris wheel. Try to do this as tactfully as possible. There we go. Now maybe you can see a little bit more of the traffic and the Ferris wheel. Kids riding go-karts next to me. And believe it or not, a little play on words, believe it or not, this is really not a lot of traffic at all compared to the summertime most years. So it's a good time of year to be here. Everything's open. There are lots of shows. You can see the attractions, restaurants, many restaurants, and shopping to be done here in Branson. There's Ripley's. And it's not really raining hard, but just enough to cause me problems with the camera. Here's a Ruby Tuesday. So we have some chain restaurants as well as quite a few mom and pop restaurants. There used to be a lot more of the mom and pop restaurants, but they've slowly went the way of wherever mom and pop restaurants go. But there are still a handful of really good ones, and I would recommend that you try them. I mean, you can go to Ruby, nothing against Ruby Tuesday, except they don't have my hummus that I love. They've done away with that, but nothing against Ruby Tuesday per se. But whenever you come to Branson, be sure to seek out some of the mom and pop locally owned restaurants. You can kind of mix and match. I mean, I'm not a stranger to Taco Bell and fast food restaurants too, but I love me some Cakes and Creams and Mel's Hard Luck Diner. Those are places that you can't find anywhere else. If you can see ahead of us, there's a place that's new. It's called Retromania. To our left, oh, traffic's picking up. The people are going to be ticked off behind me if I don't catch this light. But you can see there are people walking around, so it's well, darn, I probably should not have done this. Okay, well, sorry folks, there we are, we're in. If anybody, police officers and the like, or just concerned citizens, I always get those notes from concerned citizens. That was a fast light. Anyway, there's Clay Cooper's Theater. We're going to let this fella go ahead of us, or lady, as it may be. Clay is a friend and also a Board of Aldermen City Council member. Does a great job for Branson. While we're at it, let's let some other folks go. Go right ahead. You, not you. And the reason I said not you, there is a lot of people behind me. Somebody else might want to let them in. Plus they have to stop for a minute there to park and pull in the parking lot. There's King Kong's rear end and the back side of King Kong up there to the right. That's the Hollywood Wax Museum. It is a really fun place to wander around, and I know everyone has seen statues and all of that before, but they have done an excellent job at the Wax Museum, and some of the figures you can interact with. I mean, they don't say much, but you can interact with, have your pictures taken. and they look just like the actual people that they're modeled after. There's Americana Theater. I'm not sure if they're doing a show tonight or not. I know they have several shows that are open now. There's the Upside Down House, Wonderworks. And just ahead of us, there's another chain, Longhorn Steakhouse, an excellent steak, one of the best in town. Up ahead of us is the giant octopus, the Branson Boardwalk. They have a light, kind of light set with music and the fountains there. You can just see them with those kids getting their picture taken. I can't go too slow because there are a lot of people behind me. Oh, it looks like somebody turned off. That bought me a few seconds. If you're looking for a business opportunity, there is Andy Williams Moon River Theater. To my understanding, it is for sale. It's an excellent venue, so I hope somebody does something with it. It'd be really sad if not, because it is a beautiful theater. Here's my friends at the Branson T-Shirt Company to our right. Of course, the Chicken House to our left there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's see. I kind of like to pull over, but I want to be able to get back in traffic. If I were to pull over here, that would not be a good move. That's Walmart to our right. I'm sure you're familiar with Walmart, which the very first Walmart was not too far from here. We're really close to the Arkansas border. They have a museum and everything down there that you can see, and the headquarters are still there. There's Taco Bell I was just talking about. I would say, I'll go on a limb and say my favorite place inside of Branson. Now, you know, I can't say that with Silver Dollar City and all, but my favorite spot inside Branson, I'll put it that way, is Grand Country Music Hall to our left. It is a giant complex. You can ride indoor go-karts. They have multiple miniature golf courses, indoors and outdoors. Of course, the live shows at the Grand Country Music Hall. 2 restaurants, fudge shop, I mean a lot. Lodging, you can stay there. Lodging is really fun. They have theme rooms. Just a really, really fun place. Here's another theater, the God and Country Theater. That's Jerry Presley's God and Country Theater. And Jerry is Elvis's blood cousin. So he's not just somebody out there trying to sing and all. There's a family resemblance. So be sure, if you're an Elvis fan, be sure and check that out. We're kind of Elvis crazy in this part of the country. Here at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater, they have a show, Legends in Concert. You can see a lot of people that sing, act, look like, you know, whether it's Michael Jackson or Tina Turner, whoever. I mean, just there's tons of people, Marilyn Monroe, but they have the Blues Brothers. They have an Elvis tribute artist in every show there at Legends in Concert. So be sure to check them out also. Hertz Donuts sits on top of the theater. And I like Hertz Donuts. They're, you know, some of the donuts are really a work of art. They give them fun names. There's you'll have to see it to know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to try to attempt describing them. See if we can catch this light a little better than we caught the last light. This one's a little longer. That last light seemed like the yellow was pretty short. Billboard up there to the right. National celebrity, the last national celebrity, Yakov. Now, we do have celebrities that still come in for either a one-off show or maybe the weekend. So, I don't want to argue with Yakov because I love Yakov, but he does a fun show, and Yakov has evolved his show over the years. You would just have to see it. And by the way, I don't know him. We're not friends. I know him, but we're not close friends or anything like that. But he is a hilarious guy, but also he's always been very kind to me. I've taken his picture a bunch of times, interviewed him a little bit. He's a very kind person, or has been to me. So I would say go see the Yakov show. Kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with gas prices for the summer as we pass the gas station. There's Casa Fuentes if you're looking for a little Mexican food. Now, I go mainly, I eat at all these Mexican places, but my favorite that I go to a lot is out in Branson West. It's a place called El Lago, but the cool thing about it is they are getting ready to open an El Lago here in Branson. So I'm super pumped and excited about that. I love me some El Lago. Kind of boring most of the time. I mean, I get fajitas and enchiladas, the different things, but most of the time I just get 3 or 4 tacos and I'm good. Of course, chips, salsa, a Coke, guacamole, cheese, all of that stuff too. But tacos are kind of my go-to. And as I travel around the country and around the Midwest, that's normally what I get because it's easy to order. And I like to compare, different Mexican restaurants do their tacos in a different way. But El Lago have the Fast and the Furious riding in front of us. That's really a cool car. But anyway, El Lago is a great place to go. Kind of lost my train of thought. I wonder if Vin Diesel's driving this little thing. Probably not. No offense if you drive that. It is a nice car. Don't want to alienate people. This is what's called Hamburger Hill. We're going to drive down the street here, down this hill. The reason they call it Hamburger Hill, there's Wendy's, McDonald's, and Steak and Shake, all headed toward downtown Branson. Or as we call it, historic downtown Branson, because there is a lot of history. Branson's oldest restaurant is down here. There's a lot of shopping to be done, as well as, and that's in the main part, Old Town Branson, they might not like that term, but the older part of historic Branson. Then there's the newer part of downtown Branson, the Branson Landing, which is just ahead also. There's the Branson Cafe, Farmhouse Restaurant. Down here's Dick's 5 and 10. Remember those 5 and 10 movies? 5 and 10 stores, 5 and dime. What made me say movies is mainly I only saw those in the movies. I know I have an old voice, but there weren't a lot of 5 and dimes left when I was a kid. I remember Woolworths whenever I was really young. It was always a treat to sit at the Woolworths counter up there, and oh boy, people are really in a hurry. That lady, she couldn't wait that extra few seconds. There's the Branson Landing. If you can see way up there, you'll see some fountains. The Hilton Hotel and Convention Center is right there to our right. And there's the Branson Landing. It's about, I can't remember, it seemed like a half a mile walk if you walk all the way down to Branson Landing. Stores on both sides, and it sits right on Lake Taneycomo. I might go in, might show you a little bit. One reason I drove this direction is I wanted the sun to my back. There's the Branson Scenic Railway to our right up there. You can take a tour of the Ozarks on a train. We're going to go down here. The reason I said that about the sun, I wanted the sun to my back, so if I were just to turn around and go straight back up that hill, we're going to be looking at, even though it's an overcast sky, we would be looking into the sun. Kind of bright clouds, bright white. There's the twin bridges ahead of us, but we're going to turn around in this parking lot and let you see just a little bit of the Branson Landing as well as Lake Taneycomo. Put on my blinker. I'm a safety girl. Oh wait, no, that was Julia Roberts. Remember that line? I'm a safety girl from Pretty Woman. You can see this is the place to go. If you know, I come down here if I ever want to contemplate, maybe I have some serious thinking to do, or maybe I just want to feed the ducks and the geese and people watch. You can come down here. Make sure we don't run over one of these little ducks. But this is really not many people, and I know I've said that a couple of times. I'm trying to stress that to you. In the summer there are a lot more people, so if you're wanting to kind of get away, maybe take a weekend, and you don't like waiting in lines, you don't like walking 5 miles to park, this is the time of year to visit Branson. Now we're getting into just a little bit of, you know, this is a regular parking lot. You can park this far in your hometown, most likely. There's some parking here going on for the restaurants there, the Paddle Wheel. But just ahead of us, you're going to see Bass Pro Shops and kind of a glimpse at the landing. Another one of my favorite one-of-a-kind restaurants is down here, the Fish House. That's a Johnny Morris property, owner of Bass Pro Shops and a bunch of other things here in the Ozarks. I'm gonna see if I can wait these folks out. There we go. That way we don't have to rush our drive. Watch this fella park. I don't want to get kicked off by I have some faint music in the background. I don't know if it's royalty free or not, so sometimes I play royalty free music, and YouTube has a new thing where you can play music that they charge extra to do that. And I figure if you're watching a video about Branson, you would like to hear about Branson, so I try to do these commentaries. Some folks out getting ready to take on the landing. See if we can squeeze through here, and if this guy can go through. That's the landing. And you can take that walk, like I said, about a half-mile walk down the way here. Bass Pro Shops. Again, if you're coming to Branson and you have some extra time and extra money, there's the Branson Scenic Hillway. It's right down here by the landing, so it's easy to find. And some people say, oh, you know, Branson, there's really only the Strip and a few routes off of the Strip. So you can pick up a map about anywhere, and there are some great places that are not on the Strip. I would encourage you to check them out. But once you get the Strip down and you pick up that map, it just kind of, these other roads, they call them routes. They call them routes. There's the red, yellow, and blue routes. You can, you'll get the hang of it really quick. It's not too daunting of a task to drive around. There's a lot to see and do. You'll be glad that you visited Branson. So I hope you make it. I hope you make it to Branson one of these days if you haven't. And if it's been a little while, we are inviting you back. Hope to see you soon. We're not done with our drive just yet, but if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe, and you know, whatever else they have us do. We're going to put this on a few different social media platforms. It really helps me because it lets me know people are watching and that people care. If you don't like Branson, you don't like me, you don't like the sound of my voice, whatever, if you want to say that in the comments, I really don't mind. That'll still help the algorithm to recognize us. So, but if you do like it, like the video and like what we're doing, just like, share, subscribe, maybe leave a comment, something that you saw in the video that you had a question about. We'll see if we can get you an answer. See if we can jump out. Here's a question for you. Are you a fan of the Roundabout? I know a lot of people aren't. Make sure there. I know a lot of people aren't, but I love Roundabouts. And the reason I love Roundabouts, there's nobody behind me, so I'm crossing over. Somebody might say, hey, I didn't use that. I'm asking about the Roundabout, and I say I love it, but I didn't use it properly, and I did not use that Roundabout properly. But they really beat a stoplight, a traffic light. I would rather fight with the traffic and keep moving than stop for what seems like an eternity sometimes. Hey, we did a video about this place a while back, Oscar's Barbecue. So if you want to search our channel, if you're interested in barbecue, it's a really good place, kind of out of the way down here. But I enjoy Oscar's Barbecue, giving them another shout out. And if you're a shopper, there's shops like that, the Fashion House, all over Branson. Prehistoric Fossils. It's another place right there on the corner that you're not going to find in any other town in the country. So with that, I'm Danny, and I would like to thank you for watching this video. Again, if you have any questions, anything like that, I'd be happy to at least attempt to answer. And if you see a question, maybe I haven't jumped in and answered it. I know we have a lot of Branson aficionados, that just people that love Branson and know a lot about the history. Feel free to jump in and answer a question or voice your opinion about a question that somebody is asking in the comments section. I can always use the help, that is for sure. Now we're heading back up Hamburger Hill. I have some things to do tonight. But thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you watching. Have a great time in Branson.